Welcome to Wilder Days podcast. Where are we today, Kingston?
We're among the pines, the Ponderosa pines. We are in Sedona, just outside of Sedona in Oak Creek Canyon. And we're at a campground. I think it's called Cave Springs. I'm pretty sure it's called Cave Springs. And today we're going to talk about planning versus not planning.
Revisiting a controversial, for our relationship, controversial topic.
Ooh.
Is something wrong?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just adjusting the monitor here, or the levels.
I do.
Yeah. So I'm notoriously not a planner.
Mm-hmm.
You are notoriously a planner.
Yeah, we have that like
Yin
yang of I'm a planner, but I don't get as much done. And you get so much done, but it's like
with no plan.
Yes, just like in the moment, like, okay, I'm doing
Winging
this,
it.
go. And I love it. I wish I was more like that. I think it's very cool.
Yeah.
But I also feel like life doesn't work as well if you don't plan.
Plan a little bit.
A little bit.
So
like things get done, but it's chaotic.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the benefits of each.
Okay, well, wait, hold on. Can I backtrack a little bit? So
Okay.
The reason why this came up.
Okay, context.
We had a conversation today about that we felt like we've wasted the first month on the road.
Yes.
Tough conversation to have. I think we're both really loving it, but also we feel like we're doing errands half the time somehow.
Yeah, disappointed with how it's actually, or like the realization of what it is so far is disappointing. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, is what we're saying. Or what we think,
Right. And one thing was originally we thought we're just going to be on the road for a year.
Yeah.
In my heart, I would like to be on the road for 2 years, maybe more.
Yeah.
But if we really are only here doing this for a year, we are not doing a good job with the time that we have and where we're going.
Yeah. So
we were kind of like, oh, we better.
And the thing is so far we have done nothing planned.
We plan like a day, or like it'll be like, where are we sleeping tomorrow? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're talking beyond, let's say 48 hours. You know what I mean? So, which isn't that much time. Maybe even 24 hours.
Right.
So we'll either the usual way about the way we go about it is we wake up, we usually work, or get cleaned up, and then we leave and do errands. That's for the most part is what our days look like.
Yeah.
And then we bop around all day, and then we get back to camp, and then it's just a repeat. Or it's like we decide to stay somewhere for more than one day.
Right.
And we just sit there for a few days in the camper. So really, it's not much different than living at home or wherever.
We have literally taken our home lifestyle and transferred it into a tiny, tiny space.
Yeah.
With like occasional diversions, basically.
But we really, like, the only thing that I feel like that I've done beyond the normal life is ride the dirt bike more.
But that's also really cool.
Yeah, no, and I'm stoked on that part of it.
Me too. I'm stoked for you.
But
because you love it so much.
But what else? I mean, what else? What can you say? What else can you say?
What can I say? And this is a question I don't know if we've what are you hoping to get out of this? Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to see? Why do this for you? What was your motivation?
For me, it was I mean, honestly, like the opportunity to be able to create content on the road, be in different places, experience them in a local way. Yeah, I mean, just like, honestly, I just like wanted to take more landscape photography.
Yeah.
You know, and we haven't really, granted, we've only been to basically 3 or 4 cities or areas.
Yeah.
And, you know, the problem is we go to these places and then we get stuck into the routine of doing that, what we were saying.
I don't think my work situation is helping either.
Yeah.
Because and this is something that I really want to rethink with you, because my expectation around this was, I'm going to continue to do my life as it is. I'm going to keep my clients. I'm going to continue to make websites. I'm just going to be doing it from other places. And then I'm going to be bopping around with you as we can. The reality, because that's basically what's happening, the reality of that is really a bummer. It really sucks. Because we're in these beautiful places and I'm staring at a screen.
Yeah.
Making emails and, mailer packaging designs. Stuff that's just like, I love helping the clients and I love my clients, but I'm feeling like
they're taking away the opportunity from you.
It doesn't feel meaningful when you're like in nature and then you're like, oh.
Yeah, you're just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we would have been, projects around, it's just like you're doing errands or you're doing something around to make things better. But in reality, we're not doing anything, I feel like, at least not yet, to live a different lifestyle. We're not living a different lifestyle. We're just living outside.
Yeah, with no running water. Yeah. We've downgraded ourselves. No,
I mean, overall, this probably sounds quite depressing and annoying, but that's what the reality. It's the reality of it.
Yeah,
at least in our the way we're seeing it and doing.
Like, for me, I'm realizing like today that this trip is gonna mean a really big shift. I think if this is gonna be taken advantage, I feel like it's like the precipice of a new thing for both of us, and I need to like release the way I've been working before and release maybe taking on new clients and just like really throw myself into like planning stuff for the trip, like helping you come up with places to go. I don't know, just supporting you more, because I haven't been.
Yeah.
I've just been focused on my own client
running
work.
2 different businesses,
Right. And I would love to do this for longer. And so maybe it means throwing myself into it with you and seeing like, can we still make money? That's what's scary, is that I feel like I like a certain lifestyle. Running a business can be expensive. I have to, anyways, I just, it would mean, I think, me taking a pay cut.
Maybe.
Potentially at first.
Well, you're getting paid for stuff that I'm doing. So depends on, like, if we do, you know what I mean? Like, right. You're doing photos during my video projects, which I would be doing photos, and then hiring on like a videographer. So basically it's just like, yes, taking a different role and then passing it on, and then you get paid instead. You know what I mean? So unless I did both,
which I'm so excited about, and
yeah.
thank you.
But but then we also both realized that it's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
To do
Yeah,
what I'm working on
yeah.
and be the leader of this trip. It's like
No,
it's
yeah.
a lot of pressure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The other part of it is that you're not really getting to, well, one, you didn't even really take a week off. You didn't get any time to yourself before we started. Right? And then like we're diving into this thing, and you have to you're right back to work, you know, long hours, blah blah blah. And then
Yeah.
but like what I would like to see is more creative stuff coming from you that is your own and not for other people,
including you. Because
including
I
me.
feel like I'm a little, I know, I just like, I find whoever needs help and then I just help them and I never do my own thing. So no, I would love that. I would love that. And I really want to do that.
Yeah. So I mean, until your retainers run out, we have to figure it out. But you know,
well, let's say, okay, so back to planning, because that's the context of like, why are we talking about planning again? So my thought was, if we have a plan, then I can tell clients, well, we can just like structure it like, okay, this week is errand week, you know, work week, we got to be in town week, like anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like, okay, next week is like, here's where we're going on this hike, we're going here.
Yeah.
And then you just like unplug and throw ourselves into like being in the moment, going to these places, capturing it, you know, because I think trying to do both the urgency of clients and errands like will win out over being present
and like try to capture moments and stuff.
Yeah,
that's the thing is like if I think back to like a, let's say, a YouTube video of someone, you know, whatever, they're basically doing it, they're not working during their trip, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing 3 solid days of activity, capturing it, moments, blah blah blah,
because that is work.
But then,
do you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot.
There's 3 days off, where you're editing it, blah blah blah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like in spurts. And I really want to get the YouTube thing going, because I feel like with Instagram and like just like that stuff is just doing terribly. There's like really no point other than doing reels. So it's like there's no,
which you and I struggle with.
Yeah.
We're like
and it's like it really like
old.
Reels just don't do it for me. I just don't want to. It doesn't make me want to be creative.
Isn't that funny? Because I've seen some reels where they take stills and they like montage them together.
Yeah.
And some of them are okay, but I've yet to find one that makes me go like, maybe we're just nostalgic for like old Instagram where it was just the posts,
photos, you know,
and the simplicity of that.
Like,
but yeah,
I mean, people can complain about that all day long, but
I wonder, do other people not like the reels? Are we a minority?
I know, I don't think we're alone in that. I just think that people like the other half of that is like, I don't want to create for Instagram. I don't want to create reels because I have to, because you know what I mean? For YouTube or whatever, like even still for Instagram, I'm still going to shoot photos and I'm going to post them and they're going to perform as they perform. But for YouTube, it's like you can be creative and like, one, you can monetize it. So you can get paid. You could do, you know, series like Bound for Nowhere, you know, and get paid for like a series, you know, in the future, like when you become established in doing that. But
do you think, because this is that I was thinking a lot about this actually watching the Bound for Nowhere, because I thought, what a gift to be able to have sponsors pay so that they can go and be immersed like that, and then their job is to be immersed.
Yeah.
And that's what I would love for us to be, because right now it's like, at least for me, that is not my job. My job is to provide graphic assistance.
Yeah.
So it's just,
and even my work isn't really for me. It's for everyone, but it's for the client or whatever, which is fine. And I really love doing that, but the time when I'm not doing it and there's the time in between, that's when I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Which I'm not currently, because I haven't put out any video. You know what I mean? It's like I haven't really produced anything other than some photos. And even at that, I'm like, we haven't gone on a hike in Sedona. We haven't, you know. But,
oh, yeah. Well, so the other thing was that I, on a last minute thing, flew back to LA for my mom's birthday. And that we were going to like we had all these plans.
Yeah, it got delayed. But that was like a last minute change. But I don't know. I found that to be necessary.
No, I'm of course, like that was the right move.
Yeah.
But I think that also, like, we were planning on going on Sedona. Like,
I think.
But instead, we drove to Phoenix, and you dropped me off at the airport. So.
Yeah, the plan kind of got disrupted by that, and maybe we lost sight of that like feeling, you know, of like, oh, we got to do hikes and stuff.
Yeah, because we had identified a bunch to do.
I want to, because we're doing this newsletter, and we want to be able
sign up. If you're listening to this and you haven't gotten the newsletter.
Yeah, you can go to...
it's awesome.
It's on my Instagram bio links thing. So yeah, we're doing this newsletter, and we are, you know, like trying to come up with information that is useful. Because we're not the newsletter isn't to annoy you with like to buy shit or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
it's to give you information, tips, whatever, tricks.
Yeah, fun things that we're finding that we'd like you. It's like you want to share, but you don't necessarily want to put it on your Instagram and be like, you know, whatever.
It's like you know, it's a way of sharing a lot of information in one kind of you know, newsletter.
Yeah.
And Instagram,
they're beefy.
No, they are. Yeah. And if I posted something on Instagram, it wouldn't have. If I would have like written all that like we do, and no one would have seen it.
Yeah.
So this way, the people that want to see it will see it.
It's awesome. I'm in love with. I feel like emails are having like this new renaissance because it's so like, I don't know, it can be very personal and intimate. I don't know. There's just something about an email that I'm really loving.
And the other thing too is that we've gotten quite a few signups since starting it, and then it's like, obviously if that's the case, then obviously people are interested, you know, and you don't have to engage with an email.
That's true.
You can click, you can do whatever, you can look at the photos and then be done with it. With Instagram, you put it up, and then you expect people to comment and, you know, share it or whatever. And if people don't do that, and Instagram basically doesn't allow people to see that, then what's that content worth? Like, not much.
Well, this is why people do things that they know people will get a reaction out of, you know.
Yeah.
Putting their butt up on Instagram or like.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the reels. The reels are just it's just short form video content. Like, no one's gonna. How do you convert our Starlink newsletter to a short form video? I mean, we probably could.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be as much information in that video as there was in the newsletter. I think. I find the information to be more valuable than the fucking showing the pony show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally. Well,
like Reels or TikTok or whatever to me is just a visual stimulation. I'm not getting real information from it.
yeah.
I'm just getting like, oh, that was funny, or that was like whatever, and then move on. So it's not very, like, it doesn't hold much value to me.
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, I'd be stoked to get that, like, our newsletter. I mean,
are you not subscribed to our newsletter?
Yeah. But like, I wish other people had. I don't know anyone with the newsletter that is like informative.
You know what? They
like
might,
that.
but it's like you've got a Patreon or whatever. We were talking about that too, because we're just like we don't have. It's just we're just.
Well, yeah.
I feel like we're trying to be very open and just sharing.
There's definitely two ways of going about it.
Yeah.
And people like sell, like tracks and like off-road
not that
tracks
there's
stuff.
anything wrong. I mean, it's like good on you.
But it's like, we're just.
Good.
I guess I didn't even think about that as an option, to be honest with you. I don't have any problem just giving away the information.
I don't either. I love it. I think it feels like
but we also
way to give back.
We're not really like super veterans, so it's like what our information isn't as valuable.
That's true. Yeah. We got no good tips. Yeah. We're still trying to figure it out.
I mean, like we said, we're not planning these things. We're just winging it. So,
but I think we should try like a month of planning and then be like, okay, how did it go?
I think after Expo, that'll be way easier.
Well, obviously, yeah, because like we can't do anything until.
The other thing is that we have been trapped by this event because we are already in the area. And we're literally going back and forth from Sedona.
Yeah.
For weeks.
Right. But can I tell you, I honestly don't mind it. I feel like we've gotten to really get to know these areas in a more intimate way.
But not necessarily like anything nearby.
But like we know where the best coffee shops in Flagstaff are now.
Well, that's true.
That's true. We got to go.
That'll be a power. Actually, we're about to have a coffee newsletter, so if you want to know, sign up.
No, I don't mind it, but I want it to be intermixed with like getting outside because that's why we're doing it. Really, we're trying to.
Yeah. Well, what do we have to say about planning though? What do you think is going to be the most beneficial part of that? So
I think the beneficial thing will be that we will have activities, places planned. Like we can say, okay, we're doing this hike on Wednesday, and then I'll know I can't book a call. I'm not working. Do you know what I mean? And that way we can actually do it. Yeah. The downside could be losing some spontaneity. Like we just rolled into this campsite and it totally made the day. Yeah. Like it was awesome.
I mean, I was having a pretty shitty day.
Yeah.
And then
honestly this week, because I had a horrible day Monday.
So yeah, we haven't had a solid week, and then we roll in and this lady's just super stoked that we arrived. And I was like cool.
It was quite the welcome.
We got the last camp spot
that we got a spot because we've been driving through this canyon being like, oh, we want to camp here, but we don't have a reservation. So that's another positive for the planning is that
reservations.
We can get into better spots and not just be like, okay, we gotta go to Cracker Barrel. Yeah. Which we discovered has really good chicken. Fried chicken.
Yes. Cracker Barrel has good food like across the board.
I didn't know.
I had no idea.
To me, Cracker Barrel was like lowest of the low. No offense to them.
But it's not.
It's really actually yummy.
I think it was pretty damn good. And their breakfast was good.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so yeah, planning might help quite a bit. I need to plan my stuff too, like the YouTube stuff that I want to do. Even for Expo, I have to plan on stuff that I want to produce.
I really am dying, and I was like messing with you because you've been telling me like I want to take more landscape photos and like have more of a balance with the truck.
Yeah.
And you share with me your folder of photos from the trip. As you do them, you edit and you upload.
Yeah.
And I was like, babe,
there's still truck photos.
There's only truck photos still.
Well, because we're not in doing any hikes or
No,
anything.
I know. There's nothing that's been inspiring you.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, okay, this is bad.
Very uninspired.
This is bad. So we really have to chase whatever that is.
Yeah.
Because
it's funny too, because it's like, I mean, like, if you don't listen to this particular podcast, you probably wouldn't realize how troubled I felt with my work up until now while being on the trip. You know, like not producing what I want to produce and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But like you won't, like through Instagram or whatever, or what, you know, it's just like you don't get that, you know, that part of it. But it like, yeah, it's very real in regards to the just not feeling creative. Is a creative block is very real.
I really think that like most creative people are unhappy with their work or where their work is, or like everyone I've talked to, they either are like, you know, maybe they're an amazing photographer, but they're like, actually, I want to be a director.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or like, oh, I'm doing photography, but it's not what I envision. Like I'm envisioning this and it's not there yet. Like there's a sense of dissatisfaction that like drives you to continue to work. So it's like, I think it's a good thing because it means like you're still growing, evolving, like,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if you were just happy with where you are, there's no reason to
try
grow.
anything different. Yeah, that's a good point. We did get a cool electric kettle.
Oh my god, I'm kind of embarrassed because I'm like, thank God. Does your mom listen to this?
I don't know.
Because Mama Kathy's gonna kill me because she told me to help keep things on budget, and I feel like
first month
we
shot.
Which we'll
I had
about
the reason why. So
yeah, it's beautiful. I'm obsessed. I love it.
Yeah. We got all fellow fucking mugs, French press, and the electric kettle.
It's so pretty.
And the reason why I bought it is because of the shoot that I have. So it's okay. It's a write-off. Anyways, do we have any? Oh
yeah. So do we want to talk about? I've gotten a couple questions.
Okay.
Or from people. Do you have any questions from people that you want to like know?
No one cares.
My dear friend Kaka, who might be listening to this. Hello, Kaka. Stop vacuuming and take it in. I'm just kidding. You know, because people like listen while they're
vacuuming,
podcasting. They'll like listen while they're cleaning or dry. You know what I mean? It's like it's not like no. Anyways,
what's your question?
Hi, Kaka wanted to know how in the world do we dress ourselves? Like, you know, like, where are we, how are we storing our clothing? How are we washing it? Do we bring a lot of stuff? What about multiple seasons?
Yeah. So we did find the pretty, like, out of all the things that we've looked at, the Amazon, like we have like a little, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, closet.
It's like a big cubby. Yeah. That we needed to somehow.
So basically, for me, super simple. Yeah. Socks, pants, underwear.
Check.
T-shirt and hat. I wear 5 pieces of clothing, and then maybe like there's like a jacket or two. Or,
I can't
not at
believe
once.
you right now. You are totally.
A flannel. Oh, are you talking about like in total?
You are totally misrepresenting because you have like 12
No,
flannels.
I'm saying that's what I wear on a daily basis.
Oh, no. She's asking because we have so little
I have a lot
space. How are we dealing with this?
I mean, I definitely have way too many like outer layers, like jackets and shit. So I need to cull down, but like I have 2 sweatshirts. I probably don't need 2 sweatshirts. But what I wear is super simple, and I only have like a pair of pants or 2 pairs of pants.
Yeah, you're
and
very
a pair of shorts. So minimal, like clothing wise.
Yeah, and it all kind of works together. So it is really like a capsule wardrobe where you can just like. Yeah,
and then I only have 1 pair of shoes. Well, no, I have 2 pairs of shoes. I have the Vans and Blundstones, and our slippers, right? And that's it. That's all I have.
Workout shoes, yeah.
Yeah, that's a gym bag, yeah. Like I have to get rid of hats, you know. Like I don't wear one hat.
That is your weakness. Is you like hat variety.
Yeah, brought this fucking Stetson that it goes everywhere with me, but I've never worn it because I have like this like thing where like I love that hat.
It's a beautiful
but
hat.
I feel like I would just look like an idiot wearing it.
That is, I feel you too, because I want to be a hat person, like a big, like a statement hat person.
Yeah.
But you really gotta be.
You gotta be confident
in that hat.
I'm not
yourself.
very confident with that hat, but I love the hat. It's a super nice hat. But
maybe by the end of the trip, you'll be rocking that hat.
Maybe we'll see. But yeah. So, but for you have a significantly more amount of stuff because you have like multiple makeup bags. You have.
That's true. That's my weakness. Is the toiletry stuff.
You have so much of it.
I do. And I had a really hard time. Like, that's been really hard.
I mean, you have like 5 toiletry bags. It's all different sizes, but
tiny ones, big ones.
Yeah.
I've got 1 bag with just the Q-tips in it.
Yeah.
And then I have another bag with just nail supplies. And I have another bag with everyday makeup. And then I've got another bag of makeup that I probably will never wear on this trip, but I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. It is expensive. You know, I bought it for the wedding. It's like,
yeah, but
expensive.
you said you're never going to wear it. So then what's the point of tilting it around? It costs you more to tote it around than it is to throw it away.
Yeah. Yeah. So the clothing. Anyways, let's stop talking about the clothing. We have these little like fabric. They're actually on Amazon. Seem to be advertised to store like children's toys. They have these like flaps at an angle, and they open up, and they're these little like open fabric.
Yeah, it's like a little modular storage bin.
Kind of bent, yes. And they have like a wire architecture so they don't just collapse.
Yeah.
So we each have a big one and a little one, and we kind of like jam and stuff there. And then John built this amazing like head area.
Like steel shelf,
yes. And we've been putting like heavier layers, like a lot of John's flannels and jackets are up there. And then for washing, we've been hitting the laundromat, which is more expensive than I realized, and it kind of makes me sad for people that
don't have it, have a laundry system.
Yeah, that's like we paid $20 or $30 to do a full load and then wash all the bedding.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and
man,
then it was
that
about
sucks.
while Kat was gone, I went and did the laundry, but I didn't want to wait around for it, so I dropped it off. You know, it's $1.50 a pound. It cost me $30 for a load. Pretty big a pretty big one, full bag. So not any cheaper for sure, but
Well,
way
no,
more convenient.
Yeah.
Paying for convenience for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, laundry is kind of I mean, it's necessary. You're gonna have to do it anyway. So
I actually am very great. Like I like it because it makes me feel like, oh, the smell of clean bedding. It just like grounds you because it can get pretty dusty in here and dirty,
yeah,
and so like having that like cleaning moment, or like when we clean the I just like
yeah.
really lifts me up these days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a small space that can get dirty quite fast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and so another question I had. Well, actually, how are we doing on time? Is it getting too long?
We got one more question.
Okay. So a lot of people are asking how we're traveling with Shadow. Like how is Shadow doing on the trip? Where does he sleep?
Yeah.
All these things.
He's been doing good.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely an adjustment.
Yeah.
We've been seeing some different traits, like barking and stuff that he doesn't normally do. Not that he's like aggressive about it, but protective of our area.
Right. Like
And
he's
then,
kind of transferred. Like I think he thinks the camper is home.
yeah.
Which it is.
Yeah.
So
he's
when
doing
we're at
his,
a campground,
the problem is that he's doing his job,
right.
but he doesn't need to do it all the time, which I think he's not grasping.
Yeah.
But
right.
he sleeps. So he sleeps in our bed.
Yeah.
Which
is
it's
what
like
is a full plus? Is that what did you call
it's
it?
like a full XL.
Yeah.
Or like a whatever. It's like a RV queen or something like that. So it's this width
Can
of
I be your RV queen?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he's doing pretty good. He's laying in bed right now.
Yeah, it's been
Today he had great fun because he got to run around in
oh my gosh, that was
he got to run around in a river
so
and
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good time. He was having the zoomies and he's sleeping on a pillow right now. Yeah, so I think he's doing a good job, and but I want to do more training with them, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. No, I do feel bad. I think when I envisioned going on this trip, I thought he'd be able to be off leash a lot more.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because we've been like going to campgrounds.
Yeah, campgrounds
lately
is just not going to be very. It's not going to make it very easy.
Yeah, so it hasn't been as like freewheeling as I thought it was going to be, but like seeing him today in the river, getting to be free and run around was awesome.
I also think that that's partially on the like where we're at. There's not much. There's like for Flagstaff. There's like really there's not that many like. So there's like a cinder OHV area that is off. That's not open right now because of fires, or there was a fire, and so there's that, and then there's like this northeast section of Flagstaff that is where we've been staying. But like, we're not trying to stay like super far out of town, so we haven't really found too many places where it's like off where he can be off leash, So, and then Sedona, he can be off leash basically because there's only one place to camp. So, unless like we're here because we found a campsite, just by asking.
Yeah, it depends on like where we are, if it's safe.
So I think if we go to Oregon, where we're like gonna probably not go into town as much, like we'll be in the, I think, woods and stuff longer. I think he'll be able to be more wild,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We're all trying to get a little more wild over here.
Oh yeah. All right, let's finish it off with highs and lows.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Okay, highs and lows. Highs was definitely seeing my family.
Yeah.
Surprising my mom, and then they drove me back and hanging out with them. That was just awesome. It's really cool to be an adult and get to be friends with your parents.
Yeah.
Or like have that evolve in a way.
Yeah.
And lows was I was up until 3 a.m. working on a client project, battling slow connectivity and creative angst.
Yeah.
It was a real low, like a really, really low.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of shenanigans that I've gotten up to at home, and I'm like really trying to be more balanced. So it just sucks to be back in that place and doing it with slow internet.
Yeah.
Even worse.
It was our first night. I think it was our first night with like slow internet, just like overall. So Starlink obviously needs a clear sight of towards the sky, and though it was working, it was going in and out because of the trees.
Right.
So yeah, so we learned that we do like, though it was working, if we had a little bit more, clearance of trees,
Yeah,
it would have worked a lot better. And
Yeah.
So it's good to know. But yeah, we're figuring it out.
Yes.
Internet's it's always going to be a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Was that it?
Yeah, let's hear. What do you got?
Highs for me were, while you were gone, I got to ride. I got to ride. a dirt bike.
He's like, thank God she's gone.
Finally got to fish a little bit today, or at least practice.
Yeah.
Which was super frustrating, but also it was good to at least try. I'll try again tomorrow. Low would be, I guess the creative block, and really, really coming to realization of that, and like, like just like it's there, but then the full realization of it hit me hard today.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I think it's the ups and downs that are gonna happen with this way of life.
Do you want to do the artist's way with me?
No.
Do you even know what it is?
Yeah, you did it. You've done it before. I've seen you do it before. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I need to find like a daily project to work on to get like kind of juices flowing. Maybe it's just like a photo a day.
I mean, yeah, whatever gets you there. But yeah. I really have been wanting to do it again because it's good.
Yeah.
It's really helpful.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it and see what happens.
I brought it. It's one of the books that I
you don't read.
tracked that I'm not reading.
Anyways, well, I think that's going to have to do it for this episode.
That's it.
Thanks for listening. And see you guys